Hey Switchheads, Kanan here, and welcome to my review of In Rays of the Light, a kind of puzzly adventure game. But before we get into that, let me tell you about our Discord, our community Discord channel, where we do loads of streaming each and every week, and you're perfectly welcome to come and join in on the fun. So let's see whether In Rays can see the light and make it to the Wall of Fame, or whether it's forever shrouded in darkness on the Wall of Shame, or somewhere maybe in the middle. Gameplay. And so you're brought into the game shrouded in mystery inside a building which you do not know where you are, and you do not know, I'm guessing, why you're there. I mean, I can't read the guy's mind, but it's just how I felt when I started playing it. And it's one of those games where you have a flashlight and you can pick things up and use them to unlock doors, and you have certain things that you need to puzzle your way through in order to unlock certain things in order to progress in the actual game. And this could be certain things to fuel certain items, or by finding things to open doors that are like nailed shut and things like that, to working out the meanings of certain things like pictures and all in order to unlock like padlocks and the like. You do get an inventory which you can swap items in and out in order to use them on different items and artifacts, using that term very loosely here. And you even get a jump button, which I have used a few times and it's kind of fiddly to use. In fact, coming to the controls, through my experience of the game, the controls are okay, but there are certain times when they are really fiddly, especially climbing stairs, or like there's a bit where you're getting into a bus and it really was difficult actually doing so. And whilst we're on bad points, there is quite a bit of running and moving around. Yes, there's a run button, and not knowing exactly where you're going. There's not really any direction to this game. There is obviously the story, which is actually a not bad story once you get into it and discover everything. But because there's no given direction really in the actual game, there's a lot of walking around for minutes at a time, not actually doing anything, and that is kind of like really harsh on the gameplay, and it does actually kind of hurt your fun whilst you're actually playing the game. I'm not going to really spoil the story, but it's an okay story all the way through to the end. And there's another problem: it's only like, well, you could probably complete it in an hour, and that's because of all the walking around. I'm guessing someone that maybe is better at these sort of games could probably complete it in less. Now, I realise that a lot of people are going to be saying that this is a remake and start churning in my ear, but I'm not actually reviewing the remake, I'm reviewing this game. I'm only saying that because I know there'll be a certain amount of people that will say this is quite an old game. I think 2012 it was out, the original, and I should be more lenient on it, but I'm not reviewing that. I'm reviewing this, and this is fresh to me. And with that, graphically, it's okay graphically. It's one of those kind of like everything is really still apart from certain things that you're meant to interact with and do things with. I would not have said that it's a AAA game or anything because it doesn't look like that, but it does still, to me, have a quite nice look to it and quite nice feel to it, where it's dark and light. There's a good contrast between the both of them. And as you get further into the game, there are some quite nice actual effects visually that you can actually see in the actual game, like the little bugs running up and down on the walls and everything in like toilet areas and all. They're quite cool effects. Same going with your torchlight. I quite like the effect of that, which leads us quite nicely onto the actual sound of the game. There's a nice score in the background of someone playing the piano. It's quite nice, it's not offensive, and it's quite relaxing, which is good with this game. There's some nice atmospheric sounds like birds and everything outside and all that sort of thing, and you can hear yourself walking and all and like breaking things. It's again not AAA, but it again does add really well to the atmosphere of the game. The good. Well, it is very atmospheric, I'll give them that one, and it does actually look quite good to me on the Switch. And some of the puzzles within the game can actually be quite clever, or at least they seem to be anyway. And I quite like that piano score as well. The bad. Okay, so the controls really annoy at stages and at times, especially when you're trying to like get up something. The jump is just like, it almost feels like you're hopping, not actually jumping. It's a weird feeling whenever you use it. The score. Okay, so this is definitely a 3 out of 5 and kind of like a middling to high road of the 3 out of 5, so just about above average. And so on to my alternative, and that's going to be Exchange the Departure. Yes, I reviewed it last week, I think, and yes, I liked it. And if you want more of this sort of thing, definitely go there. Although I would say that that game is a little bit more onto the horror side of things than this has been. And so let's flow with your opinions down below in the comments. That's where they belong. What do you think? Are you getting it or not? Or feel free to jump into our Discord where we do weekly recordings, streaming, and an actual vlogcast with the community, or we're just there to chat with you about the things we love. Because life is better when we switch together.